February the 3rd, 2019. Lisa and I and my daughter Leah and her fiance Devin are going to join us. We're going to do Haycock Trail today. We've never done it before. We're going to try it out. Starting off, it's kind of wild because you don't really think you're about to take a trail with a good view and stuff, because if you look around, you're in this commercial parking lot. The Interstate 81 is right over there, right over my shoulder, real close to a road. And if you look right here, right past the guardrail, you can see that's where the trail starts. So as always, I'll make notable clips along the way. Pull a little hill coming in. You come to this trail marker that'll show you. When you come to it, stay on your left. Do not go right. If you go right, you're going to Maine. A little way in, you can see new construction going on through the trees. Not sure what they're building, but
oh yeah, that's where I delivered over there.
all right, 20 minutes in or so, you come to this concrete bridge, crosses a creek. This concrete bridge was obviously made for traffic, so 2 cars would fit on that easy. This used to be an old road, I'm sure. I don't know how long ago, but pretty easy hike so far. Little hill to pull and then it's out flat. After you come in a little ways, you get these 2-lane bridges, one for your left foot, one for your right. Kind of wild as we come up to train tracks. If you're coming here, when you get to the foothills, that's when you start going uphill. Make sure you have, excuse me, make sure you have good shoes, because it's pretty muddy if it's been raining. I'm going to turn the camera around. Look over my shoulder. You can see we're in the foothills and the main mountain's back behind us. So our goal is to get to the top of that main mountain. We're going to climb several hundred feet in elevation here shortly. I can see the power lines I've read about that you hear on the way up. I'll film more in a little bit. Halfway up the big pool, we just stopped and rested. Back behind me is the interstate. You can actually see it this time of year. You can hear it. So far, it's been a pretty tough little pool. Breathing pretty hard. We'll see what the second half has in store. We hit a little plateau, but I wanted to film this. I don't know if you can tell with the camera, but we're going to the top of that, and that looks pretty daggone steep. So we'll see. As you start getting up the mountain, if there's no leaves on the trees, you can see a pretty good view back through there. It's not the best, but it's okay. You can see the construction through the trees. I don't know if you can make it out on the video. That'll give you an idea about how far we've traveled so far. Came to a switchback. Now you can see we're further up. You can still see the interstate way down there. There's a road that goes up the mountain over there. When I looked this trail up on the internet, we crossed that road at some point. There's the power lines people talk about on this. At some point we walk right under them. So I'll film that when we get there.
Oh, I look beautiful.
When we got to 1.8 miles, we're almost to the top of the summit. This is when you start hearing the electric lines. We're really close to the top now. It's not that easy a hike. It's not crazy hard, but I mean, if you're going to Tinker Cliffs, it's a lot harder. Dragon's Tooth's harder than this so far. It's pretty tough. You want to be in pretty good shape if you come up here. Don't come up here if you're not used to being out and going up hills and stuff. But anyway, it's got some gorgeous views so far with the leaves off the trees. And I can see the fields up there that we're going to be crossing under the power lines. I definitely had to film this. We're not at the top yet. We're close. We hit the summit. Now we got to travel out the summit a bit that way. But this right here is pretty cool. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I'm seeing. I'm standing on top of a rock right now, and we're overlooking this valley right here where the power lines come through. You can see there's a road going down there. We're on the summit. I'm gonna be quiet. Can you hear that buzzing? That's electricity. You can see Interstate 81 over there. You can see back that way is Roanoke. Over there is Lord Botetourt High School. That's Botetourt County over that way. But we have made the summit, so that's pretty cool. If you come up here, after you get past the power lines, you actually go down again. It's not real far. You can see it once you get down. If you get the All Trails app, it'll show you the elevation and stuff. It's a pretty cool app. But as you come down through this down part, you get your first glimpse of Carvin's Cove. I don't know if you can see it in the when there's leaves on the trees, but right through there you can start seeing Carvin's Cove. I'll turn it around. I don't know if you can see it on film, but back over my shoulder, that's one of the big water attractions of Roanoke, Carvin's Cove. With 1.3 miles to go, you come to this overlook. It's a really cool rock you can climb out on. That's my daughter, her fiance Devin, came with us today. You can see Carvin's Cove. You can actually look back over the mountains and see the interstate, and actually you can see Gander Mountain over there. It's pretty wild. Well worth the time to stop here and take a few pictures. If you look through the tree, there's a big old rock standing out above the trees. I've never been here before, but I would think that would be it. Okay, here it is. We made it. On top, pretty cool view. If you look, there's a cliff. I'll film it from the bottom. It's not easy to get up on top of it. I climbed on top. Lisa didn't. Sorry about my finger there. But it's really cool. Pretty easy little hike. Moderate probably. I'll film this rock from the other view. You have to climb up this cliff, and here you see some guys climbing. There you go. So I'm gonna climb back down to the top. Haymore Rock is this big rock right here. I climbed on top of it. That's where I shot that video from, but that's not easy to do. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Down climbing off of it was kind of sketchy. But it had a cool view. Carvin's Cove. Let's ask Lisa. Lisa,
Don't get a picture of me
of the
better
hikes
like
we've done so far,
This is easier than Tinker's Cliff, and I think it's easier than McAfee's.
I agree. I think out of between McAfee's, Tinker Cliff, and Dragon's Tooth, I think this one's the easiest. Okay, getting back to this spot where we started. My overall opinion, you can tell I'm breathing hard, is this is probably comparable to McAfee's Knob. Pretty tough. It was real muddy, and you have to pull a hill right here at the end, and after you've already climbed all those mountains and stuff like this, pulling those last hills really suck. But overall, well worth it, and that's it.